Hey guys, today we're at Blanco State Park. That's located right on the Blanco River in Blanco, Texas. And yeah, this is really a special park, so stick around while we show you around Blanco State Park.
Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Stacy.
I'm Tom, and we're RV Texas, y'all.
We are Native Texans and full-time RVers who are all about exploring the great state of Texas and beyond, one campground at a time. We're on a mission to experience life, not just live it, and we're bringing you along for the fun.
In 2018, we sold our house, our business, and got rid of most everything we owned to hit the road and see America. Our home is a 33-foot RV named Freedom. We installed an extreme solar and lithium setup, so now we can just about live anywhere with our dog Star and our cat Astro.
Every day is a new adventure, so join us as we RV America, y'all. Okay, so first learning here at Blanco State Park. This is a small park. It's pretty tight coming in.
We couldn't disconnect coming in at the headquarters because there's very little room. I mean, you come off the main road and hook a U-turn and you're at the building. Two narrow lanes coming in.
They want you to pull to the right if you're an RV, but there really wasn't room for us because there was another RV in the left lane.
Yeah, and they asked us, at first they asked us to unhook there. But then as soon as we started to get out to do it,
a lot of people were coming,
right,
so we were blocking the road.
No, try to go forward. So we found what they called a big parking lot, which...
So we were pulled off here.
Yeah.
We just came to the stop sign, took a right. There's a parking area right away. There was room for us to pull in. She said the dump station she doesn't think is big enough for us to disconnect. So we're gonna get disconnected.
We'll show you. So actually, once we get it disconnected, you know, when we're connected, we can't go backwards. So we'll disconnect. Stacy will move the Jeep, and then I'm gonna have to back up. Then I'll be able to back up to be able to get out of here. So, yep, here we go.
It works out. Okay, so we got disconnected. It was actually really easy. And this was not a bad point for us to pull off to be able to do that. So it worked out really well. But just so you know, if you're coming to Blanco, that might be one of your options. There's also a nice looking gas station right up the road that's big and has diesel pull-through sites and everything. You might want to disconnect there before you come in, but just know that they may charge you an extra vehicle fee if you're driving in what would be your tow vehicle. So just choices. But it all worked out, and now we're gonna head to the campsite. So in 1933, 18 local property owners donated or sold about 100 acres of land along the Blanco River, and the Texas legislature officially launched Blanco State Park. The Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC, arrived here in 1933, and between June of 1933 and May of 1934, they built this initial park. And a lot of their work can still be seen here. The picnic tables, the stone picnic tables that are around, and stone benches, and the dams, and this beautiful pavilion. And if you've seen some of our other park videos on Civilian Conservation Corps parks, you know these stone pavilions, not always stone, but in this case, limestone out of the river here. These pavilions are a marker of a Civilian Conservation Corps park from the 1930s. They were often used as dance locations and things, centers of community during the days of the CCC camp. And I love finding them here today, and this one has quite a view of the Blanco River. You'll find this pavilion here at Blanco State Park right at the camping loop, and today it's available for rent. So if you've got a family gathering or something, this would be this park's equivalent of, say, a dining hall. So super cool. There's actually, you know, a lot of options here to hang out, like we said, at the CCC built areas, which we love to see that much preservation in place. I've been wanting to try these stone steps. Look at these. Well, this is a first. We are about to do something we have never done before. We are going to walk from our campsite in our state park to a restaurant where we're having dinner. Hacienda El Charro is a Mexican restaurant literally a half a mile from where we stand right here. So why not get some exercise along the way so we can work off that dinner before we eat it.
Well, here's our view as we walk to the Mexican food restaurant. Not bad.
Beautiful evening, and this is March, so just the very beginnings of spring. So yeah, it's a nice evening.
First hazard.
It is the hill country, so we do have a little bit of hills. So we are getting a little bit of a workout here. So, yep, we are leaving the state park.
And literally what?
We've gone 0.39 miles.
And the restaurant is right there, about a football field away. So.
And Josie's that we ate at while we've been here is actually right over that way. I can see it from here. So
yeah, we could have walked there earlier, but we didn't realize it until we got there.
So 2 restaurants and a donut shop right here by the entrance to the park. And we could be in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, the donut shop we have to give a try, so that's going to happen too. Well, that was really good. I am so full. I had something I've never had before, carne asada. And I mean, it was different. I wouldn't say it's nothing I'm gonna jump up and down about, but it was good. It's just, I'm just not used to that kind of thing, but the rest of my plate was fantastic. And that was good. It's just not something I'm not used to. Stacy had carnitas. They were terrific. But now I'm gonna walk this off, both of us. We're gonna head on back to the RV, and yeah, really cool.
And for the record, it was just under half a mile from the time we stepped away from our campsite to the time we sat down in the booth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
No, I mean, this was a great meal for me. I really enjoyed it. And an easy walk. So today we're taking advantage of a beautiful day to explore the park by foot. And we are starting out here with the Caswell Nature Trail. There are 2 trails in this park. They're both marked easy. This is the longer of the 2. It's listed as 0.7 miles one way, so about 1.5 miles out and back. It's right here, the trailhead is right here on the camping side of the Low River crossing. And yeah, let's go see what we can see. Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, we're still right next to the Blanco River, right there. This is somebody's property on this side, so the trail skirts right on the edge of the state park boundary, but I did not expect it to look like this at all. It's pretty amazing. That's why you need to take these trails, because you just never know what you're going to find along the way.
Nice little bench right here at the Blanco River. Yeah, this is really cool. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this hike. And during the summer, it would be great because look at all the shade that you have, and not everything's even bloomed yet. So yeah, this would be a really nice hike during the summer.
So as you can see, we didn't know, but there is a different route going back. So it's not just a 7/10 of a mile in and 7/10 back. This is a totally different trail.
Yeah, you're right down here by the river in this case. So yeah, it's a loop. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. So now we're going to go on the only other trail, which is the Pump House Trail, 0.2 miles, and it's located just across the river from the campground. So we walked over here, so here we go.
So it looks like this might be a bird blind. Let's check it out. Cool. So right next to the bird blind building is an area that you can walk up and, you know, be able to view the birds without being through glass. So if you're like me and you like to take pictures of the birds, this would be a good spot to set up. And it looks like they've got a water capture system. That's pretty neat. So the Pump House Trail is an interpretive trail. It's an easy trail. Looks like it's going to be gravel the whole way so far. It is. But a lot of the stuff is dormant right now in March, just the beginning of spring. But look at this. If you remember our McKinney Falls State Park video, on their interpretive trail, I think it was a twisted leaf yucca that we saw. Here at Blanco State Park, they have the Buckley's yucca, which is a little bit different, but look how tall. When it flowers, look how tall it is. That's pretty amazing.
Well, now we know why it's the Pump House Trail. This is an old pump house that was built by the CCC around 1933 when they were in here. What I find pretty interesting though is they know it probably held equipment and stuff for the river, but they're not quite sure what its function was. So obviously didn't keep great records and stuff, and when they must have closed this down a long time ago, and not exactly sure what it was for, but they know it was pump house. So we're going with that.
I'll tell you what, I love these interpretive trails because we always learn something. On a previous hike in another park, on their interpretive trail, we had learned that mosses like Spanish moss and ball moss, they don't damage the trees like I grew up thinking that they did, or that they were feeding on a dying tree or whatever. That's not true. They actually don't cause any damage to the tree, but what I find fascinating on this marker, it's about ball moss, and it says that ball moss is actually a plant related to the pineapple. What? That blows my mind.
We have signs of spring. Well, we got them both finished, and I mean, well worth your time.
Oh my gosh, these are not long trails. I don't think the mileage based on what our watches are telling us versus what the map is saying don't really add up. So I don't think they're right on their mileage, but neither one of them are very long. But they are really nice trails.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more. I mean, I didn't realize this one was gonna have the bird blind in it and be an interpretive trail too. So yeah, really nice. And the first trail we went on had a lot more than we expected.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful walk, and it's a beautiful day. And on the first trail, of course, it's so shaded in most of it. Once you get off the first part of it and it goes into the shade, I mean, even during the summer, that would be an easy trail to take.
Oh, absolutely. And the second trail, the Pump House Trail, I feel like pretty much anybody could do it. I feel like it's a pretty accessible trail.
Yeah, for the most part.
A little bit of rise and fall, but nothing too major, and gravel, pretty level for the most part. Yeah, no obstacles in the way.
Yeah, so when you're here, don't forget these two trails. Do these two trails. They're well worth your time. It's not going to take a lot of time.
And you can easily walk from the campground to either one of them.
Yep.
For the Pump House Trail, there's actually a parking lot right here next to the trailhead that's part of the day use area. So,
but you know what? You don't need it.
No.
You really don't need it. It's not that far of a walk. Get a little more exercise and hopefully enjoy a beautiful day.
Really nice trails. I'm really impressed by that.
Yep. So this is the second dam that's downriver from the main dam. And it looks almost identical, except obviously it doesn't have the pool area built here to this side. But yeah, it's really beautiful out here, and the water is so clear, so neat.
And there's a day use area right here next to this dam, right above it, with some beautiful picnic spots. This is a real gem right here. This is a Civilian Conservation Corps park built by the men of the CCCs back in the 1930s. And there are definitely traces of their work still all over this park, including as soon as you come in, right next to that little pull-off parking area that we unhooked the Jeep from the motorhome, you've got this nice little sitting area. We're sitting here listening to the birds with a view of the river. Right behind us is one of the original CCC built picnic tables and grill. So yeah, this is on a beautiful day. Now, it's a little bit low to the ground, as you can see. But to come here and just be able to sit here, relax, enjoy the weather, listen to the birds, watch the river. That is Highway 281 right behind me, by the way. That tells you how this park is right, actually it straddles under Highway 281. something we have not seen at any other Texas state park, I don't believe, up until now. Here at Blanco State Park, during the off-season, I guess you would consider it, not summer, they actually have 2 walk-in entrances to the park. Each on either end of the park. You can walk in, you've got your envelopes and everything here, your fee information, and you can pay your day use fees right here or fill out the form showing your Texas State Park pass number and drop it in the kiosk and then carry your receipt around so they know that you're a paying customer. Apparently during the summer it looks like they close those off to try to control the traffic flow coming in through the main gate. But that's very unique. I've never seen that, I don't think, anywhere else. So every park faces challenges from time to time, and for Blanco State Park, their biggest challenge came Memorial Day 2015, when a storm came through and a flash flood took the river from normal stage, which you see below me. It rose over 30 feet in 3 hours. Where we are standing now, our feet would have been wet. Luckily, the water did not reach the campground, but the entire day use area was washed downstream, including some of the maintenance trucks for the park, and debris was left on the 281 bridge, which is not a low bridge. Somehow the park was able to reopen in a short 5 months, which is pretty darn incredible for that type of devastation. So great job to the park staff for getting back open so quickly. So there are restrooms scattered throughout the park, but here in the campground you've got the main restrooms that also have showers. Now, to go into the restroom, it's just like any other park, you don't need a code to get in. But the shower room inside the women's room and inside the men's room, you actually need a code to get in. You have to be camping to get that code, so that's super unique. And the showers are super clean. In the ladies' room, there are 3 shower stalls. They do have private dressing areas, and they are very, very clean. So, yeah, hey, that was nice to see. Welcome to our campsite here at Blanco State Park. This is site number 19. It is a 30 amp electric and water campsite. The park also has here in the campground 30 amp full hookup and 50 amp full hookup sites. All of the park sites are pretty standard. They're either back in or pull through. They all have picnic tables under a really nice shade structure that's set on concrete. There's a huge tent pad in the back of our site here, as well as a lantern hook and a fire pit. And this park is a great place to have as a point of stay, a base camp, if you will, while you explore all that there is to do in the town of Blanco, which will be next week's video. You won't want to miss that. And let's just say that you don't need to go to the grocery store before you come here if you're coming to Blanco. There's a ton to see and do in the area. Also, Lots of great towns in this section of the hill country. So you can definitely look at this state park as a location park that is surrounded by tons of great options to spend your time. Now, I don't necessarily consider this park big rig friendly. I think the largest rig we've seen in here is about 40 feet. It's not to say that you can't get in with a bigger rig, but remember, this is an older campground and there are some challenges. They do a great job trimming the trees, but you just need to do a little research before you decide to come in with a larger rig, because it might stress you out a little bit trying to get into your camp space. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want more information on Blanco State Park, please go to our website, rvtexasyall.com. We'll put a link in the description. And as all of our park videos, we're gonna have a complete visitor guide write-up, which is gonna have a ton of information and everything you need to know about Blanco State Park. So we hope you check that out. And until next time, y'all, safe travels and happy camping. Bye.